Sports Show. Just a couple of quick comments from the first segment. They're killing producer Mike on his chicken fingers.
Deservedly so.
As
That's
they
for
should.
10-year-old.
A couple other things that our viewers are fascinated by.
They like my ankles, my sexy ankles.
They're fascinated that the
have
guys on the
socks
wings
on.
do not have socks. So, no.
I have socks. They're just really short.
You have the no-shows.
You want to see my legs?
But the guys with the shoe game in the middle.
You know, just it's something light. It's a light day. It's light.
Didn't want to kill him on the first day.
No, those are hot.
I ain't want to do
These guys
too much.
called each other before the show to pick which shoes
Those
they'll
are
wear.
fire.
Brothers got ESP.
No
automatically
communication.
knew.
You just knew.
Just knew.
My favorite part was, so Tyvus came in wearing his kicks. How important are shoes to G. Bush? We're all sitting down. We're all ready to go. About 5 minutes to air. He breaks out the brand new pristine box with the tissue paper still in it.
Ground.
Guys, for day one, I'm going brand new Jordans.
I
and
knew he
pulls
was
them
coming.
out.
I knew he was coming with it. I said, no.
Yeah, but I loved how you waited till the very last
he
second.
won up me on this one. I got him the next
You
time.
guys can't top my grandpa sneakers now.
Those are
take
mall
it easy.
walkers.
What do you got, the New Balance?
Very comfortable,
Those
yes.
are the old man mall walking shoes.
Yeah.
That's what I wear them for. I got my orthotics. I'm ready to go.
And they're the same price as Jordan's.
All right, I am thrilled to be able to announce that the first guest on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is someone who's very near and dear to my heart. I'm going to tell you guys something that you did not know about me. In my first job, small market in eastern Kentucky, I had never been there. One of the athletes that I covered during my time there was a standout 8th grader who was so good at basketball, he didn't just start on his varsity team, he dominated on his varsity team. Later in life, I loved him because he became the Cleveland Browns' #1 overall first pick after we came back. And then I was lucky enough for a couple of years before I signed at Channel 3 here to do the preseason games with our next guest when they were when the games are over on Channel 5, and they didn't want me to be a part of them anymore when I came to Channel 3, so I had to say goodbye. But I had a great time working with him. Tim Couch, welcome, my friend, to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I covered you in the 8th grade, bro. I knew before anybody who you were.
Man, that's going way back, isn't it?
The Wayback Machine.
It's good to see you guys.
Dude, it's great to see you again, and we're going to have fun.
Wait,
we're
Jay,
going to
hold
get
on
to
one
all kinds of
second.
topics. Go ahead, Bill.
Hold on a second. I'm getting word from Schefter. There's a report that Tim Couch is coming back to the NFL as a linebacker. As a linebacker. Look at the size of this guy.
Oh, no. You can't even tell right
Man, I
here.
got a lot of free time to work out.
Yeah.
Tell me, is there any way I can get with you and get on your workout plan? Listen, I got 2 daughters
absolutely,
now.
Man. You're looking good, too. Man. Hey, I need to get on your plan.
And Tim do lifts that you don't do no more. He be doing deadlifts.
Oh, that's the one.
Snatches.
When we were doing the Browns preseason games, we'd go over to camp, and the players would look at Tim and be like, bro, you are yoked, man.
I know.
Like,
I got to work harder.
We got a helmet for you if you want to go. You've done a great job keeping not just fit, but like the dude could be on Fitness Magazine if he wanted to. All right, I'm going to start. We're going to circle back. We're going to have a lot of fun as we go on. But I want to start with really the hot button issue for all Browns fans, Tim. So the Browns knew what they had with Baker Mayfield. They were a playoff team in 2020. But now they've gone out and they've really broken up the model with Deshaun Watson. Where are you on the Browns' decision to move on from Baker after a year in which he was injured and we really didn't know where he was, to go full in on Deshaun Watson and give him the richest contract in NFL history, and it's all guaranteed, something that was unheard of before that deal was done?
Right. Jay, I'm a little torn on it, to be honest. I obviously probably a little partial to Baker because I felt like I've walked exactly in his shoes, being the #1 pick of that franchise. And, getting there, when I got there, we were the expansion team. When Baker got there, they hadn't won a game the year before. So I understand what he was walking into. And I was able to take the Browns to the playoffs the last time that they went before Baker took them a year ago. So I fully understand what he's going through. And playing through the injuries, I did that as well. Obviously was extremely hurt last year and tried to tough it out. And I think that backfired on him because his play suffered, and I think that they tried to, decided to go in another direction because of that. But,
okay,
I was
Tim,
a Baker
hold on.
fan.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. You're being too nice. You're the general manager of the Browns. And the conversation in the room is, are we in with Baker or are we moving on?
We're out.
What are you saying?
I would be in with Baker for another year. I think that I think give him a chance to get healthy would be my thing. Let's see what he can do fully healthy, because the last time we saw him fully healthy, the guy was an excellent football player. He took his team to the playoffs. He won a game on the road in Pittsburgh. I think he had the team heading in the right direction, and from where they were when he got there to where they were, up until last year, I think that he was doing a good job and had the team on the right track. So I would have personally stuck with Baker for another year to see what he can do when he's fully healthy.
But Tim, the reality is that in this NFL, even when you were playing, the quarterback became more important than in the 80s. But now, I don't think you can even win with an average quarterback. And to me, that's what Baker is. He's an average quarterback. I got stud quarterbacks all over the AFC, including this division where I got to deal with Lamar Jackson, I got to deal with Joe Burrow. There's been a lot of guys that have won playoff games. Maybe not in Cleveland. Tim Tebow won a playoff game for crying out loud. So if I don't need I need a great quarterback to win it all in this AFC. Deshaun Watson's great. Baker Mayfield is average, in my opinion. Tim, what say you?
Well, I think Deshaun's a heck of a player. There's no question. Last time we saw him on the field, the guy, he threw for almost 5,000 yards and over 30 touchdowns. So there's no question he's a good player. I think Baker is above average. I think he's a better than average player when he's healthy, especially with, the weapons they had around him, that running game, the offensive line. I think, Baker could really excel when healthy, but I think Deshaun can too. I think it's just, he fits the system well, with Stefanski's system where they want to get him on the move. Use his legs, a lot of play action, taking shots down the field. Deshaun can certainly do that and excel at that. You got to hope he's going to be able to get on the field. We don't know what's going to happen with the suspension, to start the season, so we'll see what happens.
Tim, there's an article that came out a little bit earlier about Baker Mayfield, and his team feels like they were kind of sabotaged a little bit. They felt like they didn't keep him upright, and the game plan wasn't really something that they should have been running, especially when you got a T.J. Watt, especially going against Pittsburgh. Going back to your time, were there ever some times where when you played, because you got hit a lot, you got beat up a lot, were there some times you looked up and said, man, I wish we could have did something a little better to keep me protected? Can you block? Can you see where Baker's coming from in that situation? Or on the other hand of the spectrum, it's like, hey, maybe it's just our team isn't that good yet.
I think there's always some things you can do schematically to help out. I think they were struggling at that point on the offensive line a little bit, especially going against a guy like T.J. Watt. And, you got to be able to make adjustments. I don't know if there was any sabotaging going on, trying to make Baker look bad or anything like that. I think it's just a bad game plan overall going into that game and not making adjustments. The tackles getting.
Tim, we're looking at the numbers from that game right now. It was, I remember the game vividly. He was 16 of 38, 185 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He was sacked 9 times. And Tim, I know you watch every play of every Browns game. You had to be like everybody in Cleveland. We're all standing up in our living rooms, screaming at the screen. Why are they doing this? What's going on? He had no help. He had a rookie tackle who was way over his skis against one of the best pure pass rushers in the game.
You really thought they tried to hurt him on purpose?
I'm not saying that I believe
they ain't
it.
trying to help him.
I'm not saying
Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times, won a playoff game.
Yeah, but you make adjustments within the game. Tim, what were you saying? You understand slide protection, and you understand that a quarterback can call an audible and swing a tight end over to help. Why was none of that going on? And do you think this conspiracy theory that it was sabotage, do you think there's anything to it at all? Do you think it's way out in left field? What are your thoughts?
I have a hard time believing that they tried to sabotage him. I think it's just, like I said, I think it was just bad game playing, bad coaching in that game. I think there's always things you can do when you can't block a guy. You can keep a tight end in, you can chip him with a running back, you can throw a lot of screens, you can run draws, you can do whatever, change up the snap count a lot. You can do whatever to kind of, keep him from getting off the ball so fast and trying to get a little help on that side. But, for whatever reason, they didn't make the necessary adjustments, and Baker, paid the ultimate price for it.
Tim, if say that Deshaun Watson does get suspended for 4 or 6 games, whatever it is, do you think Baker should be the one that go back out there, even with all the stuff that he's caused in this offseason? You think that chemistry with those players in that locker room can be fixed for however long Deshaun Watson's out? Good question.
I think that's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. I think, he's not there in the offseason workouts. Like I know the guys respect him. The guys like him in the locker room. He's been a leader for that team for the last few years. So I don't know how that would work. I don't know. From Baker's standpoint, if I were in that situation, I would take it as an opportunity to show other teams what I can do. If I get a chance to start the first, whatever it is, 4 to 6 games of the year, if Deshaun was suspended, I think I'm going to go out there and try and ball out, and try and get someone to give me a contract and trade for me or come and get me. So, I think he knows obviously the writing's on the wall. He's out of Cleveland, but if you get an opportunity to step out on the field, at the end of the day, you're a professional and you got to put your best stuff on tape, and you don't want to go out there and say I don't want to be here and have that type of attitude, because I think that'll show the field. But I think he could make it work. You just got to go out and be a professional and try to block out the noise.
I think the problem though, Tim, is unlike you, who was a professional, even though you were getting crushed with an expansion team, Baker hasn't shown that maturity. He's shown some maturity on the field. But in terms of his leadership, in terms of his ability to communicate with the media, get the world out there, he's continued to show a lot of immaturity. And so he lets, I think, his ego get in the way, which we all do sometimes. But I think when you look at Baker and what he said this offseason, I don't think he will handle it the way you're saying. Yeah, I think it probably would be smart of him. I just don't buy that he will. Do you think he will ultimately?
Yeah, that's the ultimate question. I don't know if he will or not. I think he has said some things that make you question that. Whether he can put all that stuff behind him. He feels like he was treated badly by the organization. He feels like he was lied to. And I understand a little bit of that, because I went through that towards the end of my career there in Cleveland. And I think you just got to try to block it out. I think if he gets an opportunity to get on the field, he's still under contract. He really doesn't have a choice.
If he
wants to
called
make,
you and asked, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to go out there and play, man. I would say, listen, man, I know everything's, it's whatever's happened has happened. You're upset. The franchise, you felt like you were done wrong by them. But, at the end of the day, you're a professional quarterback, and it's your job to go out there and play well and win games. And if you get an opportunity to step on the field, you got to take advantage of it, no matter the situation.
Tim, you talked about in 2020 when Baker Mayfield was really taking off a little bit. Even the detractors, I'm not the biggest Baker guy. But in those last 8 games, it was undeniable. He was off and rolling. He was one of the top 3 to 5 quarterbacks when it came to throwing the football and getting his team into the playoffs. Kevin Stefanski was also the coach of the year during that time period. When we look at Kevin Stefanski, are you still as high on Kevin Stefanski as you were in 2020? Because if we talk about Baker, Baker's gone, Odell Beckham Jr. is gone. A lot of those things that were kind of thrown around, like, hey, these are the reasons you guys are struggling, those excuses are gone. It's just now Kevin Stefanski. And I think this year it's a lot of pressure on him. Do you think that Kevin Stefanski has the most pressure with Deshaun Watson coming into the season?
Absolutely, I do. I think that's a great point, because the first year we saw him, as you said, he was coach of the year. He did a great job. Everyone was high on him. So this is our guy. And then last year he took a step back. I think, maybe some of that had to do because his quarterback was so hurt. That is, he was kind of limited in what he was, calling and what he could call because of Baker's limitations physically. But I think this year is a huge year for him. He's got his quarterback that he went out and handpicked. Baker wasn't his guy. Baker was, a guy that was already here when he got here. So he was able to go out and get Deshaun Watson and say, this is my guy. This is who I'm going to build my system around, build my team around. So a lot of pressure is on him. There's no question about it. They paid $230 million to go get this guy, and it obviously better work at the end of the day.
Are we concerned that Kevin Stefanski is ultimately too pretty to be a good head coach?
I'm worried about it. I'm
That may be
worried
an
about
issue.
it.
He's a little too pretty, Tim.
Sponsored by Hollywood.
He might be a little bit.
Hey, Tim.
Bill Belichick's ugly. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
As an ugly man, I can say that.
He is.
He is ugly.
Yeah,
greats are all ugly.
Vince Lombardi wasn't strong
Hideous.
in the look game either.
Hideous.
He was one of the greats of
He had
all
fake
time.
teeth. Did you know
Andy
that?
Reid.
Did he?
No, I'm just making that
I was
up.
about to say.
Hey, Tim, your
Andy
background.
Reid's a walrus. for crying
Tim,
out
Go
loud.
away.
Tim, your background game is flexing, man. That's like of
pretty
all
sweet.
of all the Zoom interviews I've seen and done. That talk us through that wall. That's
like that.
that's incredible, bro.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I got the let's see what's back there. I got an SEC Player of the Year award.
Nice.
First Team All-American award.
Flex on him,
National
Tim.
Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I've got an Emmy award. You see the Emmy award right here.
I do see that.
Oh,
I do see that.
Multi-talented.
I was
Step
doing
your
TV
game
work.
up, fellas.
I
Tim
did the
flexes.
SEC package for Fox for about 6 years and ended up winning an Emmy award for that. So that was one that I didn't That's for sure.
Man, the guy is so well-rounded. He's doing great, by the way. Now he's telling people how to make money because he's done so much of it. Now he tells people how to make money.
like
and a
that.
lot of people in the Lexington, really not just Lexington, Kentucky and all across the country are using Tim. Hey, do you have any tips for me, bro? The market is, my 401k is a 201k. I'll call you after the show. I'll call you after the show.
Call me after the show. We'll talk about it.
All right, Tim, we're going to keep you on because we're going to go mailbag. We're going to do that
do
real
it.
quick before we take our top of the hour here. We've got a comment here from Mr. Wings 20.
Love
he
that
wants
guy.
to know which animal would make the best football player. We'll let Tim start, then we'll go around the.
Tim.
Who do you have, Tim?
Ooh,
I think this is
best
easy.
animal. I'm gonna go with the cheetah. I think the cheetah would be the best animal. You get the ball out in space, you're not catching the cheetah.
Yeah, he's Eric Metcalf, basically, with
Basically,
prettier skin. Who do you have, Adam?
A bull. Are you kidding me? Of course. He's running, smashing people up.
Yeah, fullback.
Undisciplined.
Tyvis, who do you got?
I'd
Baker.
probably pick a gorilla. Defensive gorilla.
Ooh, yeah,
Put him on
that'd be-
DN
no,
or
that'd be
linebacker.
strong.
Woo!
He can tackle.
Who do you got, G. Bush?
Hey, man, shout out to Hannibal and the war elephants. You got to build up front. Give me the elephants
That's
up
true.
front.
Gorilla,
Smart,
the gorilla Achilles.
smart, intelligent, and can move people.
Here's what I
like
love
it.
about this. We did not talk about this before the show. We've got 5 different answers. Mine's so easy. I don't know how you guys didn't think of it. It's a giraffe. Are you kidding me? All the quarterback has to do is just toss the ball up, and
That's
who's
gonna
going to
catch it with
defend
his
him?
mouth?
Yes,
Wait
he's
a
going to
minute.
catch it with his mouth.
The gorilla gonna get there before all that.
No,
takes-
giraffes are sick
Red zone
fast.
threat.
But they're
really
Big
fast.
red zone threat. Megatron ain't
They're
got
fast,
nothing
bro.
on that.
Can't
They're
take a
fast.
herbivore.
I'm give me the draft every
Did I
time.
say
All right,
herbivore?
Cavallette
I said
23.
Yeah.
I love this one. Will LeBron and Bronny play together in Cleveland? Tim, what do you got?
I don't know. It would be a lot would have to happen for that to take place. I think it would be awesome. I would love to see it, but Bronny's got to first get drafted by the Cavs, and then LeBron would have to decide to come back. But I'd love to see it. I just don't think it's going to be in the cards.
Tim said no.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
LeBron's got to come back again. Of course he is.
Yeah, he's
the
coming
Lakers
back.
are a disaster. He
He's
doesn't
coming
want to be
back.
there.
Yeah.
He wants to come play
But
with all
will
these young
Bronny
guys.
be good enough to play in
I
the
don't.
NBA?
I mean, who knows? It's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure on him. I feel bad. I feel bad. He's got the kids.
Yeah, don't feel bad.
life.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of pressure on him. He's a young player still in high school. We don't know how good he is. But you know what? If LeBron says, "Yeah, I'm going to come back to Cleveland. You got to draft my son," the Cavs are going to do it.
We're drafting him no matter how good or bad he is.
I'm a yes on it for
Tyvus
that
is a
reason, too.
yes?
I think they definitely.
G. Bush, does that happen?
Of course. Shout out to Baller's Life. I watch Bronny's game. Bryson will be better than him. But
I agree with
Yeah,
that
well,
too.
yeah, but he won't be. But LeBron won't be able to
He's
stick
too-
around
yeah,
that
right.
long.
No.
But definitely,
Well, maybe
definitely they're coming back.
never
getting
say
ready.
never with
They're
him.
going to welcome him
All right,
back.
so
to the
we're a
game.
clean sweep on the panel because I
Yeah.
say it's a yes too.
Okay.
I think no matter how good or bad Bronny is,
Yeah.
LeBron says, "I'm coming home. You need to draft my son so we can play some games together."
They'll do
They can at least do that.
It will
At
happen.
least
All
they
right,
can
finally, let's wrap it up with this. Rusty Bucket 642.
Yeah, Rusty Bucket.
You know who this is, Bull? Rusty Bucket.
Rusty Bucket.
All right, he says, if you could only do one workout for the rest of your life, this question's perfect for Couch. What would it be? Tim, how do we keep our six-pack abs?
Man, that's tough. As bad as I hate to say it would probably be a leg workout just because you burn the most calories doing lower body. So if I could only do one, it would be deadlift, squats, stuff like that.
That's
because
what
you're going to burn the most calories.
And most guys hate legs more than
Shout out to
anything.
you, Tim.
Yeah.
I squatted today.
There
this
you go.
morning.
There you go. Well, what's
I
your
actually
workout?
did work out this morning.
Okay,
I
what's your
really did
workout?
with my trainer.
I believe it.
I was doing a bunch of things, but the reality is he may have a six-pack. I've got a beer bowl.
You got a
that's-
keg.
I
You got
got
a
a beer
keg.
bowl,
Yeah.
and the best workout is going to the fridge.
It's a 12-ounce curl.
Chicken wings,
Curls.
pizza.
So
there you go.
curls,
Yeah.
that's what you said.
Yeah.
What's it called when you do the
if
curls like
that's-
this?
the
What are those
12-ounce
called
curls.
again?
12-ounce
No,
curls.
when your arm goes like this instead of like this.
It's just
What's
a
this
standard
called?
dumbbell curl.
Hammer curl.
That's the hammer
Okay,
How do you guys?
here's the
You
thing,
guys
though.
are good athletes.
Bull,
How do you not know that?
The question
Go ahead.
was, for the rest of your life, if that's your workout,
I'm
you're
gonna
like
die.
the NFL,
All right,
not
hammer
for long.
curl. Hammer curl.
All right, what do you got?
There you go.
I'm doing some type of abs because when it gets hot outside, I have to be able to take my shirt off and
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Those are the
Remember
money
that
muscles.
shirt shoes
Those are the
argument
money
you
muscles.
gotta do this-
How do you listen? I'm getting my cardiovascular up with my wife. I don't know what y'all doing. That's what I'm doing.
Tim, he went there.
Cardiovascular game. I got to get the heart working.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, no, hey, Tim, he went there.
Yeah, he did.
Out
I
of
like
control.
it. It's part of it, man.
All right, I'm
Gotta be
doing
well
chest,
rounded. Keep
chest
the
and
cardio
arms
up.
all day long. Those are the money muscles. I mean, if those are in shape, people can be fooled if your legs aren't exactly what they should be, but your arms and chest are ripped and solid. They'll be like, wow, you work out. But I've never seen anybody that just does legs.
Tim, have you seen
that
better
walks
calves
around.
than this? Have you seen better calves than this,
Oh,
Tim?
don't do it.
Come on, look at that. Look at those.
Damn, it's impressive, actually.
Don't gas him up, Tim. Do not gas him up.
Tim, trust me, it looked a whole lot better on screen than it did in
Ooh, never
studio.
grab your knees like that again.
Come on now.
He done grabbed his knees
Tim,
and bent over
we
in front of
got
the
a
world.
jet, but I want to end it this way. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Tim's got so many great stories, but I think one of the best things two things that he told me that stand out. During your entire time with the Browns, how many Pro Bowl teammates did you have?
Just one, Jameer Miller, a
Can you
defensive
believe that,
player. That
guys?
was the only Pro Bowler I ever played with. None on offense.
And none on offense.
Right.
That's astounding. I think the only thing that was wrong with Tim's career was when it happened
Bad timing,
and where
yeah.
it happened. I hated it for that. And also, tell the guys the stat when ESPN ranked the greatest high school athletes of all time. You came in at
Number 6.
No
Number
kidding.
guys.
6.
Guys, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding you.
I got to pull some tape.
Damn.
He can ball out on the court. And obviously,
I was
I
averaging
think,
almost 40 points a game in high school. I averaged 38 points a game my junior year.
Why did you play
And,
football instead?
well, it worked out okay
you know, I
cash-wise.
think it just kind of. I went to Kentucky to play both sports. I went to play football and basketball there, and then when I got there, man, it's so hard to try and stay eligible. First of all, while you play both sports, and then kind of football just kind of. I went over and practiced with the basketball team actually, and they had Antoine Walker, Ron Mercer,
That was
Derek
Patino's
Anderson.
team, right?
Yeah, it was Patino's team in '96, and I was like, man, there was like 10 guys went to the league off that team. And I was like, I better probably go over here and play some football because if they do half and half, I'm not going to be able to walk on the court and play with these dudes if they were up here
guys,
full time.
he shared the basketball court with those players, and then he came to Cleveland and looked around the locker room and said, I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. Tim, what I love most about you is you never
Thanks,
used
Tim.
that as an excuse. You always honored your teammates.
Unlike
You
Baker,
never
he didn't
rolled
make
on 'em.
excuses.
I wish we could take your maturity and put it in Baker's body. We'd have an all-pro quarterback every year. Tim, we love you. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to be calling on
Thanks,
you on a
Tim.
regular
Peace,
basis.
man.
Welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We will see you soon, my friend. Take care.
Appreciate it, guys. Enjoyed it. See you
There
next
he
week.
is, Tim Couch, all-pro person, all-pro talent. He was just an amazing guy, and I'm glad to call him my friend.